odd schedule this week. How do you feel like everybody handled themselves the last couple of days, and then coming in today is a Monday?
We had a really good. We had our best Monday of the year, and so hopefully that's evidence that guys managed their schedule okay and taking advantage of the extra rest today, and then obviously with the extra hour tonight, hopefully we'll utilize that in the best of its to the best of our ability and have another great day tomorrow.
When you talk about that, having your best Monday, what is that? What's that mean exactly?
Well, I think it's a combination of factors. I think our energy was really good. Our execution this is the day you're obviously installing a bunch of stuff that's new, and so anytime you do that, there's a possibility of some lag, and we didn't execute perfectly by any stretch, but just your tempo, your energy, your pace, and certainly your execution, I think, are all factors of that. Our special teams effort was really good, and I think we're trying. Obviously, this time of year, there's everybody's dinged up. Everybody is, and when you get your guys that are dinged up with great energy, executing at their not optimum but close to it level, that's good.
I don't know if easy is the proper word, but how much easier is it to scout Hogan this year, given that last year he'd only had one career start coming into the game? When you guys faced him, it was limited game film versus now you've got a plethora of it.
Yeah, I mean you've got the game film. The thing that they do well on both sides of the ball, and really in special teams as well, is they game plan specifically for the opponent of the week, and so some of those things you can certainly do your normal kind of tendencies and all that stuff, but some of it they're all over the map, and I mean that as a compliment. They do a great job of game planning for your protections on defense, for your tendencies in coverage. You can tell they really do a great job in special teams of studying, hey, these guys make the tackles, these guys are the safeties, whatever it may be. And then certainly offensively, I would say is the same thing.
Playing a couple teams.
Can do it all.
What's your sense of the team regarding faceless opponent? Stanford handed you your last loss. A lot of people have been waiting for this game. Do you get a sense that they've been able to maintain that sort of?
I think so. Again, like we talked about the other day, if our guys use last year as a motivational factor to practice how we did today, we'll take it. I think we didn't play very well last year. Certainly offensively or in special teams. On defense, we played well enough to win, but that doesn't count. And so I think any external motivation that we use to prepare, great.
Marcus said Stanford's faceless opponent for him, but he admitted he has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. Have you seen any evidence of that?
Again, he practiced really well today. So again, if that's the motivating factor, that's awesome. I think if more than anything, we didn't play very well. Didn't play our best. Didn't play hard, which was very uncharacteristic of our team last year. And offensively, I'm specifically talking about. And so I think all those guys, again, there might be a little something on their shoulder. I don't know.
Can you pinpoint what the product of that is?
No, that's the tough part about it sometimes.
Having faced a couple teams, I think Washington, UCLA, a couple opponents that played Stanford the week before, does that help you? I mean, at this point, did you get any extra look at them?
A little bit, but when you're doing that, it's more like, hey, the offensive guys are telling the defensive guys something, or vice versa, because you're watching, the other side.
Sure.
We're watching. If I'm Nick Aliotti, I'm watching, watching Stanford's defense against those opponents. You know what I mean? And so it doesn't necessarily help you. I think special teams is the place where that crossover is the most readily kind of available.
You guys faced a lot of good receivers this year. Is Ty Montgomery unique in how he's done it receiving and on special teams?
Yeah, he's
a matchup for you guys.
He's definitely a tough matchup. He's a tough guy. He's a heavy runner in the return game, which a lot of those guys that are as dynamic as him, you can maybe arm tackle or get him down, and that's not the case with him. He's a tough guy, runs through a lot of tackles, is a good blocker. And goes up and gets the ball on the offensive side. So he's the package.
Are you at all surprised that it seems like they go away a little bit more from their tight ends this year? Obviously, Ertz leaves, and they have a couple good tight ends leave. But
yeah, I don't know. That's hard to get inside their head. If we could pick out what they do, that'd make things a lot easier. But they're an outstanding team. They're a complete team, and we need to be ready to rock.
Is there a chip on your shoulder at all as a coaching staff? Does that bother you guys? I mean, it's obviously one of your few losses.
I think anytime you don't compete to the best of your ability, absolutely. absolutely. And that's something our guys have done for the most part. They've done an outstanding job of that. And trying to figure that out, that's one of those things that's a never-ending chase. So we've tried to rework our bye week. We've reworked our season kind of long-term planning a little bit differently, just to hopefully be as fresh, as confident, all those things that you want to do going into a game like this. And then we've got a few more after that.
So you put that on your shoulders. You said you couldn't pinpoint why they didn't play hard last year. Did you put that on your shoulders as a coaching staff?
Sure. Anytime it doesn't go well, it's on us, and you can blame your players all you want. And that will get you absolutely nowhere. Our players again. I guess the best thing that we did today is we had a great practice today, and so that they're in the right frame of mind. I thought we were fresh, we were well conditioned, for this time of year, and so that's a great start.
What kind of the changes that we were just referring to in terms of the bye week? What kind of changes did you make?
Oh, just kind of some of the things of how much with which groups of guys. When we started installing our plan, it was a little bit differently. I can't remember exactly how I can't remember when did this game fall last year. Was it after SC or it was like 10 or 11, right? Game 10 or 11. So, yeah, I would have to go back and look at exactly what we did differently. But they're in the same exact boat as far as a little extra time to heal up and prepare. So we'll see.